Well, you might note that my name is also Jim, and I think the policy is to give this award only to people whose name is Jim. But who knows? I think we're going to run out of Jims pretty soon.
Jim Wolfensohn is the ultimate Renaissance man. He has this tremendous internal force.
He is an investment banker, a great human being, a great statesman.
Classic rags to riches story. He has built this life that nobody could have imagined.
The most charming man I had ever seen. Gifted in art, gifted in golf. He could take up fencing at university and make it to the Olympics.
He believed in making the world a better place.
There are no longer two worlds. There is one world.
Bono called him the Elvis of economics.
And I thought that was a pretty good name.
It must be destiny that Jim was born in the same year, 1933, as the Institute opened its doors to its scholars.
Coming from Australia, he had nothing.
He wasn't always able to see the dentist or the doctor when he had to.
Being Jewish wasn't fully accepted in many institutions. He had to fight twice as hard.
Harvard was $6,000 or $7,000 a year, and I decided that I would go there without the money and see what happened when I got there. I hitchhiked on an Air Force plane to London, and then I took a steerage passage on the Queen Elizabeth. When it came to the second year, I was running a laundry service to make the money.
When I met Jim, he had left the rag stage behind, and he had a clear trajectory, which he pursued with vision and determination.
I got confidence in the work that I could do. Then I started my own firm.
He had a very good reputation for doing deals. I think he had very good taste in people.
We were thinking at one point of forming a partnership, but two highly developed egos prevented that.
Jim is salt of the earth. He's wise, honest, an amazing sense of humor.
As a friend, Jim is extremely caring.
For his birthday, he played cello in Carnegie Hall. Queens and heads of state came in from all over the world.
He's able to draw on this extraordinary network to fix problems others might not have the will or the way to solve. From the Kennedy Center to Carnegie Hall.
And especially the Institute of Advanced Study. I have to say that's pretty important.
You see Jim's fingerprint all over the Institute.
When he became chair of the board, the Institute was not in such good shape.
With the quality of the teachers that were there, I jumped at the chance of taking it on.
My first impression of Jim, this is someone unlike anyone I had ever met before.
Jim built a world institution.
By strengthening the board, the Institute made great progress.
The fact that the arts are a continuous presence, Wolfensohn Hall, the very strong social sciences, he made it happen.
The Institute is really a treasure for someone doing social science. I've been able to develop programs internationally with an interest and concern for inequalities.
He literally took the Institute to the next century.
Jim calls. He says, I've just accepted the job in Washington to run the World Bank.
Enter James Wolfensohn, the man with the golden Rolodex.
With Elaine as his partner, they traveled the world, went down to the grassroots levels to eradicate poverty. It was a very controversial path.
In too many countries, the poorest 10% of the population have less than 1% of the income.
I think Jim's upbringing made him very sensitive to people who had nothing.
When Jim became president of the World Bank, of course he had to let go of many of his other activities, but he kept his chairmanship of the board of the Institute. Perhaps the greatest compliment that Jim could give.
Jim has made a huge difference in all of our lives.
Jim makes your life fuller and more enjoyable.
He really cares with a passion.
The Institute really feels it's a family member of Jim's.
When you see what he does, you see how much room there is to get even better. He gave it all.
I think I also made a difference. That was the most important thing.